This is a short timeline for Apple Incorporated. It all began in a garage in California. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak began the Apple Computer Company in 1976. Wozniak was a maverick of technology products and created various illegal devices. Steve Jobs was the business genius behind the company. Their vision was to create a simple and inexpensive computer for the masses. The beginning, 1977 through 1985. On April 1st, 1976, the Steves released their first computer, the Apple I. It used a TV for the display. The first order was for 50 units from a local computer store. In 1980, Apple went from private to public on the stock exchange. In 1982, Apple became the first personal computer company to reach $1 billion in annual sales. In contrast, in 1985, John Sculley assumed the helm of the management after a shakeup that caused the departure of Jobs and several other Apple executives. Life after Jobs, 1985 through 1996. In 1985, Apple was ranked 294 out of the Forbes 500. Apple employed 15,810 employees. When Jobs left in 1986, he started a similar Apple company called Next. He also acquired the graphics division of Lucasfilm, known as Pixar. He was credited for Toy Story in 1995 and was the executive producer. He remained the CEO and majority shareholder until its acquisition by the Disney Company in 2006. In 1986, back at Apple, Bill Gates sent John Sculley a memo suggesting the licensing of the Mac OS and prospective companies who might want to create Mac clones. Apple sold over 500,000 Macintosh clone models. In 1991, the PowerBook, a line of notebook computers, was released. And in 1993, Michael Spindler replaces John Sculley as CEO of Apple. Rebirth of Apple and Jobs. In 1997, this clone decision that led Apple to have over a 10% market share was nixed when Steve Jobs was rehired as the CEO. He promptly found a loophole in the licensing contracts with Apple had with the clone manufacturers, terminated the third-party agreements, and the market share fell from 10% to 3%. In lieu of the clones, Jobs developed the iMac, which brought Apple time to restructure. The original iMac integrated a CRT display and CPU in a streamlined translucent plastic body. The line became a sales smash. They sold over 1 million units in a year. It also helped reintroduce Apple to the media and public and announced the company's new emphasis on design and aesthetics of its products. On October 23, 2001, Apple introduced the iPod, a portable digital music device. Its signature feature was the LED, easy to use, and a large capacity for songs and video. Modern day Apple. October 21st, 2003, the iTunes Music Store was launched, with 2 million downloads in 16 days, all of which were purchased through Macintosh computers. Of course, Apple developed iTunes for Windows, as we know it today. On January 9th, 2007, Apple introduced the first version of the iPhone, being publicly available on June 29th. April 2010, released the first iPad in April. Sold 3 million units in 80 days. During 2010, Apple sold 14.8 million iPads worldwide, representing 75% of the tablet PC sales. September 2011. The company had 357 retail stores, including 245 in the U.S. and 112 abroad. iTunes neared its 25 billionth download and Apple had 21,600 employees. Sadly, on October 5th, 2011, Steve Jobs passed away from pancreatic cancer. Since then, in 2012, Apple continues to go strong, and much speculation is given about the release of the iPad 3 and the iPhone 5.